Hello and welcome to Inside Ascension. In this episode, we take to the sky and explore Ascension through the use of drone technology. We'll visit with several departments already using drones and how the advantages of using them increase efficiency to better serve you. So stay with us, won't you, for a view of the parish like no other, right now, Inside Ascension. The video programming department began using drone technology to shoot video, primarily to enhance the production quality of the programs you see here on Ascension 21. The images our viewers saw from our drone's first 3 flights were in August of 2016, of a flooded Bayou Narcisse road as water began to rise during the Great Flood. Also high above Alligator Bayou Road, where work crews had installed massive pumps and scoured the roadbed to alleviate flooding in the Spanish Lake Basin, moving water from Bluff Swamp into Bayou Manchac. And here, these images in Sanamon show the magnitude of the flood's destruction as crews only begin to scratch the surface of cleaning up the tons of debris left after the flood water receded. The Unmanned Aerial Vehicle, or UAV, commonly called a drone, can be used in many ways. Ours captures images from an aerial perspective, allowing a bird's eye view to areas where access is otherwise impossible. Beyond capturing images, other uses include shipping and delivery, military and law enforcement, disaster recovery, survey and geographic mapping, and of course, recreational and personal use. Following video programming's lead, other departments began to see the advantages of drones and how they too could incorporate them into the way they provide services to Ascension's residents.
Today we have a demonstration of a drone we're looking at used in Ascension Parish for larviciding in areas that's difficult to get to in Ascension Parish. It being the #1 program in the state of Louisiana per capita, we're trying to advance ourselves in the direction of technology, which of course that's what we're going in anyway with computers and whatever you might have here. This type of technology is upscale. This is the thing of the future. This could go along ditches, roadsides that's dangerous for our guys to walk alongside and treat ditches as breeding mosquitoes. It's a great tool to use. It's a tool of advancement in the future, and this is exactly what we're looking at in the future of Ascension Parish to improve our technology and improve our program.
A lot of people have been interested in controlling the mosquitoes. Otherwise, we've had a few people interested in doing small farms and smaller plots where getting big agricultural equipment in there is tough to do. This works pretty well.
The drone has been a vision of mine to bring in to use modern technology. In fact, Mosquito Control has recently purchased a drone to help them do larviciding, and it will save us money and time to fight this mosquito epidemic, that bothers everybody, but mainly to keep away the diseases. And we have a deployed, is getting licensed, and he ought to be ready to go in a few weeks. And as soon as that happens, we're going to monitor it and see how we can bring the drone technology in to modernize other areas of Ascension Parish, especially like our drainage department. We have areas that we have to spray for grass and things like that we can't get to very easily, and the drone ought to help us out a lot and save us a lot of money. The administration is always looking for new technology to help us to spend our tax dollars wisely.
This is the DJI Agrass MG1. So this is a agricultural drone with a couple different uses, but it does spray chemical and or whatever you need to spray. There have been some people running adapters to spray other things or distribute other product. But for the most part, it weighs 55 pounds. Got about 20 pounds payload on it to spray whatever you want. So it stays just under the FAA's 55-pound requirement at about 54 pounds. It's pretty easy to fly. If people have flown like a DJI Phantom, it flies exactly the same. Controllers pretty similar here. Just got 2 sticks. Control it height, yaw, and then forward, back, left, right. It also does have an autopilot feature where you can scroll it back and forth and set a flight path, and it will basically automatically fly a predetermined route.
This tool is such an asset. Like I said, we could go along roadsides that's dangerous. There's not much of a roadside. It might be a state highway with a lot of traffic, and that ditch might be 1 mile, 2 miles long that's breeding mosquitoes. It's too dangerous to get to, but that drone can come in. We can fly that drone safely along that ditch and treat it, no problems at all. Any areas that's secluded, we can get to that also because it's a great tool for that. It's just a great food. As far as technology in the future, sugarcane farmers, crop farmers, whatever, they're using this technology to plant seeds, whatever you could do. This is the right direction to go in. We plan to go in that direction in Ascension Parish.
Lately, we've been doing a drone survey, and now we're doing river tours. What's the purpose? What's the goal for these things?
You fly over the canals in Donaldsonville is to record the conditions of the existing canals prior to a storm event or something of that nature occurring. So one, to have the data on hand, and two, to get a description of maybe some maintenance might need to be done and identified. So that's the purpose of it.
What's the benefit of having that data?
If we have to get an outside contractor or a firm to come in post-storm event to remove debris or things of that nature, we would have an accurate survey of what was there before the storm and then what is actually caused by the storm. So we can have that for those contractors.
Specifically on the west side, that's all gravity drainage, correct?
That is correct.
These drainage canals and waterways on the west bank, from time to time they need to be inspected, and if you notice any obstructions, they need to be cleared.
That is correct, and that is the main function of what they do at DPW in the West Bank is make sure the major lateral channels are open and flowing and no trees or obstructions are in them and culverts are open and things of that nature. So this will help with identifying currently what we may need to go and do, and also have it logged if it's been maintained or not.
The Ascension Parish Office of Technology's Geographic Information System, or GIS division, developed a website for the Move Ascension initiative, a multi-million-dollar transportation improvement program developed to improve traffic flow. The GIS division captured still images using our drone to highlight intersections, which will be improved to enhance the website moveascension.com, where you can find information on each of the projects in the Move Ascension initiative.
Hello, I'm Martin McConnell, Public Information Officer for Ascension Parish Government, and I'm here today with Mark Stewart, who is the Fire Chief for Ascension Parish Fire District Number 3. And Mark has some really good news for you if you live in the Prairieville Fire Department area. Welcome, Mark. Congratulations.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Why don't you tell everyone your good news?
Well, good news is we recently completed our Property Insurance Association of Louisiana rating that all fire departments go
That's
through.
that PIAL rating that
PIAL.
we hear about all the time.
That's correct. And they administer the fire rating schedule in Louisiana. And so we recently went through our grading, and back at the first week of August, end of the first week of August, we got our results back. And fire departments are graded on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 basically being as if you had no fire protection at all, 1 being the best you can actually achieve as far as that grading goes. We had been a 4 for the last
Which is a good
10
rating
years, which is
for
very
for
good.
an essentially rural fire area.
And we had been a 5, and then about 10 years ago we lowered it to a 4. And we improved that 4, although the number didn't change, we strengthened it some. And at this rating here, which had been 5 years since the last one, we improved from a 4 to a 3. So
Now, you bumped all the way from a 4 to a 3. And remember, 10 the lowest, 1 is the highest you can possibly achieve.
Right, highest you can
and
achieve.
you are a 3.
Yeah.
So what's the significance of that for the people who are in your area? What does that mean for them?
I think it kind of means 2 things is how we look at it. What most people look at when they talk about that rating is that may see some savings on my fire insurance portion of homeowners insurance. And that is correct. In making that improvement in the rating, commercial and residential should see some type of improvement, some savings on their fire insurance. The other big thing, though, is it indicates to us as the fire department that we are taking right steps we're doing the right things, and the goals we have and the direction we're moving are the right direction. If it was not, we wouldn't be improving even in the rating. So,
and it was so coincidental, or maybe not, I guess, that we had gone and done a ribbon cutting at your newest fire station number 4 for Fire District number 3, and just a couple of days later we received that notification that your grade had been improved. So I'm assuming that the addition of that fire station and a number of other things that you've done that helped to improve that rating.
Yes, it did, and any improvements like that in equipment, apparatus, trucks, fire stations, and another big part of it is personnel, the people on duty at any given time on a daily basis. So that station definitely helps and factors into that. And like you say, it was kind of strange that they happened just about 2 days apart. Kind of would have been nice if we'd have had those results and we could have, we maybe could have done it all in one day. But again,
no, this news is too good. We have to spread it out and just share it with everyone.
Well, we think it's a pretty big thing, because again, when you look around anywhere close to here, City of Baton Rouge Fire Department is the only Class 1 fire department anywhere.
City of Baton Rouge is a Class 1
of us, yeah.
And by comparison, City of Gonzales, do you happen to know their fire rating?
I think they may be a 2 in the city, but I'm not exactly sure on that.
Okay.
So
yeah, this is really a very significant score for.
We feel like it because it's we've charted a path to again to improve the service to the end user, which is the citizens that live in our area. We want to cut down response times. We want to have the proper equipment and training to serve them. And so with these additional stations, the closer we get to them, it's one way of lowering and cutting down those response times. And then the other thing is what a lot of people always look at is, what have you done for me lately in saving money? We pay taxes for you, and we certainly appreciate that. That's what it takes for us to be able to operate. But anytime we can do something to maybe save them some of that money that they're paying, we think it's a big thing, and we hope everybody will certainly realize some savings with this achievement.
Well, you've got a very good reputation in the community. I know you have a great reputation with the council. They're always highly complimentary of you when you make your presentations to them. I know you're the fire chief. You're the one who sets the vision and everything, and the buck actually stops on your desk. But you've got a pretty good fire board, pretty good staff helping you to make this happen, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. And anything like this is not a one-person thing by any means. And even charting a course and setting the vision, that's come with help from the fire board members, from my staff, from the firefighters and stuff that we have within our department. And for many years as volunteers at Prairieville, before it became Fire District 3, they did an excellent, wonderful job of serving the citizens up there. But the volume of calls and the needs for service were just overwhelming. Volunteers just couldn't do it. So, and the council, has supported us from when we first became Fire District 3.
When was that, Mark?
That was in 2004.
In the early 2000s, as I recall.
And, obviously it took the council to allow that to happen, to go to a vote of the people. And then when the first millage was put on the ballot, obviously here with Home Rule Charter, our board has to go to the council to have these things put on ballots. And so the council has been very supportive of us. So the old council, the new and current council, and all the parish offices, and of course my board, like you say, we wouldn't be where we are without them, because they help.
Who are your board members?
Well, the chairman is Mr. Walter Leftwich.
And Walter has been there from day one.
Walter goes back to when Prairieville Volunteer Fire Department was chartered in like 1970. So definitely he's been there literally from the beginning. Cody Melanson, who is a sheriff's office employee and was a long time volunteer at Prairieville, from the time he was a junior on up until time didn't allow him to do it anymore. We have Tracy Bordelon, who's a business owner, and she is recently on our board. She's been on, I think, maybe just a couple of years. Brings a good business background, and We have Jack Harris, again another business owner in the parish, and good business background, and Gary Newman. Gary Newman is a retired fire investigator with Baton Rouge Fire Department, and so he knows the fire department side of it, the background. He's lived it until he retired, and also is good as far as a good money manager as well as the rest of them are.
So you got law enforcement background, you got business background, you got fire background, you got community background, and all of that comes together to make up your fire board. So they really got their finger on the pulse, as it were. They know what's going on in the community.
Yeah, and absolutely they do, and it's varied. So they bring a lot of stuff with the business backgrounds and other things to help us operate it. But they, one of the requirements, they have to live in our district. So they feel that same pinch. When taxes are needed or something, they're paying them too, and they understand that. How the residents feel, and so with all of that in mind, they do have a pulse for the feel of the community, because they live in Fire District 3's community.
Now, if somebody wants to get involved, you're a professional fire department now. Is there still such a thing as a volunteer firefighter? Do you still have someone like that who maybe wants to get involved in it, but on a part-time basis and learn it little by little? Is there opportunities available for someone like that?
Yeah, there is. We don't see as many as we used to, but we're kind of what's considered in the world of fire service a combination department. It means we are full-time personnel, but we still have volunteers. The volunteers are a very small handful now. And again, it's just one of those dynamics, living in Ascension Parish. Generally, both parts of the household, the husband and wife, both work. Young kids are involved in sports, school activities, all of that. It's hard for them to find time to give, because we still do welcome volunteers, and once in a while we'll get somebody to come along, but they really almost have to spend as much time and achieve the same amount of training and stuff, because it's such a dangerous profession. So we can't just say, well, you want to volunteer, so you don't need to be as trained as well as a guy that does it full time. It doesn't work that way. If you're going to go in the same fire, you got to have the same training.
And fires and emergencies never seem to occur at convenient moments, do they?
Never. Right in the middle of opening Christmas presents, Thanksgiving dinner, right when it's time for you to go to work, or you've been at work all day and then you finally get a chance, you get your shower and ready to go to bed, and bingo, that's when it seems to happen.
But the volunteers of the past, they really got us to where we are today, and we owe them a debt of gratitude. These guys that put aside their lives to get this whole thing started, to enable you to have a professional firefighting staff, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I say, it was built on the backs of the volunteers, and again, just as recently, as 2004. Prairieville was all volunteer. We had one guy, maybe Monday through Friday during the day, about 8 hours that we called like a daytime firefighter. And that was mainly just to make sure at least that one truck rolled during the day, when you tend to have less volunteers. Most of them are generally at work during the day. But certainly the volunteers built it, and they were the ones that said at that point in time that we just can't continue at this pace. The call volume had increased so much up there, and where at one point you might have wake up 2 times during a week at night, to go answer a call. It was getting to where it was 2 or 3 times a night, getting up every night, So when you got to get up and go work another job in the morning and stuff, it gets to be, it's quite a burden. So they were the ones that really saw it and said, we need to look and see about changing directions.
Well, and that direction obviously has been a good one, because you have just built success upon success. What's next? We just opened a brand new fire station on Bluff Road, Bluff close to, Bluff at Alligator Bayou. Yeah, that's correct. Where the new fire station is. So what's next for Prairieville Fire Department, officially known as Ascension Parish Fire District Number 3?
Well, we're gonna take and we're gonna dig into. We're gonna look at the rating statement that came back, and anytime PIL does that, the packet you receive back has things that you're doing right, and they obviously say you need to keep doing those things, and then there's things that maybe you could do that might help improve. No guarantee, but there are suggestions, and so we're going to go in and dig, and we're going to look at all of that data, and we're going to peel it out. And it
was a thick packet of information. I saw it, the full report.
Right, it is, and so You know, as far as additional fire stations, we have another piece of property in an area already. Some things are changing in the rating, the way it's done, and so we're going to dig into that and look, and we'd like to have a little time for this new station to be open, and we can gather some data on response times and stuff now that we have the new station there. You know, we'll continue to improve equipment. You know, a lot of things like our bunker gear and stuff has a 10-year recommended life, and so you know, fire trucks 15 years, and so that's a constant ongoing thing. The last rating, you know, we looked like maybe there's a couple of additional pieces of equipment that may need to be purchased, but and we're going to continue to try to up our staffing, you know, and that's a big component, as I said before, of the rating is your daily staffing numbers. So we're going to continue to work to try to improve that.
So it's always something. It's constant training, constant improvement. You've always got to do better.
Yeah, you know, I mean, 25 years ago, your biggest focus was mainly just fires and firefighting. And then hazmat came into play, hazardous materials response. Then the fire service really got in after the old days of emergency Squad 51 in California.
Remember
that
that
moved
show.
across the country. So medical response became a big part of it. Then terrorism response. Just rescue, vehicle rescue, rope, confined space, urban search and rescue, swift water, flood water. Our people are trained, you know, in all of that. So it basically is a constant ongoing.
And I promised that I wasn't going to ask you too many specific statistics, but about how many calls a day, week, month do you all get?
I was just looking at July. I believe we were at 270 for
270
July.
calls for so we're almost 10 a day. You're nine calls a day.
If you looked at it as an average, yeah, and
that's significant,
so
Chief.
We're again probably 200-300 ahead at this point of where we were last year, and that's just a part of the growth out here. You know, the more people that come in, the more traffic. The more people living here, the more the need for our type of services, whether it's just medical emergencies, traffic accidents, more homes, more fires, that type of stuff. So it'll only continue to grow. We're not likely, I don't believe we'll ever see a time when that will turn around and start trending down, the number of calls for service. I think it'll continue, you know, to trend up, which is generally what happens when more people come in, more people need your service.
More people need the service, and we are so happy and proud that you all are there providing the service. Again, your fire rating has improved from a 4, which is really good, to a 3, which is outstanding. The highest that it can possibly be is a 1, and it's almost unheard of for what is essentially a rural fire. It's hard to make the argument that Prairieville area is still rural,
Yeah.
but it still is. And you all have managed to achieve that. So congratulations, Chief Mark Stewart with Ascension Parish Fire District number 3, better known as the Prairieville Fire Department. Congratulations on your success, and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. My privilege.
We got the first road in 30 years to be connected, a through road, which was a great day in Ascension Parish. We had a wonderful contractor that did a great job for us. He had plenty of rain days stacked up, but he didn't need them. He knew we needed this road done, and he got it done for us.
Well, I think it's going to be a wonderful thing for everyone throughout Ascension Parish. Certainly with the traffic able to get through now and go from either way, where you either come into St. Landry Road or you go on LA 44. It's going to be wonderful, and I think it's going to be beneficial as far as safety aspects go as well. The plant workers, trucks, regardless. I think it's going to be very good for the traffic.
Well, what we expect is going to happen is that the traffic will be more easily distributed as students are coming and going, and our business partners are visiting the campus for training and activities. The fact that we had one entrance, one way in and out through Highway 44 on Burnside Avenue is going to be adjusted easily here with the access to Highway 30. And I also think it's going to give our students an access to some other quicker food for lunch and during the daytime. But it's the access that's going to make most of the difference. You know, when we have just one way in and out, when classes change and at the middle of the day, there's very heavy traffic on 44. So that'll make the biggest difference. But I think more than anything, this for the parish is a great access to the Lamar-Dixon. It's going to make traffic in and out of events here much better for the community. And you know, we just had the Balloon Festival that we backed up on the interstate for miles, and that will be eliminated to some extent. And I think that's probably the biggest benefit for this, because this is a great facility here at Lamar-Dixon, and the easier access and egress leaving is going to be a much better thing for the community. So we're happy they did this. They did a wonderful job of it, and they did it in a very short period of time as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's a game changer for Lamar-Dixon, and you know, with this this big festival coming up, we just had the Balloon Festival. We still had a lot of major traffic problems, but this is the game changer that will help us out tremendously.
We do know there's a group looking for housing that they want to put in, and we've got a couple other businesses that have approached us as well. So again, I think this is going to be beneficial not only to the city but as well to the parish side.
Well, yeah, I would think it's going to be commercial on both sides of the roads, and we'll get some lights put up on it and make it a fine road. Well, it's just another phase of the roads we're working on in Ascension Parish to help move traffic. Truly a great day in Ascension Parish. I want to thank everybody, all the officials, and where's Lee Barber at? Lee, come up here, man. Lee's done us a great job on this road. He's got a whole lot of reindeer stored up, but he didn't need any of them. We appreciate you very much. You did a great job on the road.
We had a great time doing it.
Thank you. This road is, behind me is Lamar-Dixon and Kyle Rogers and all the council that everybody got together on this. But the chamber helped us because they got a lot of great businesses in Ascension, and everybody knows that this is going to be a game changer for Ascension Parish to get people in and out, not only for these fine festivals like the Flambeau that's coming in a few days, but also when we have catastrophes and we got to put everybody in there for anything you can think of. So I just want to thank the people of Ascension Parish and all the elected officials, and the council was behind this project 100%. And I just want to say God bless Ascension Parish. Thank you.
This is truly a great day in Ascension Parish. As you can see, our tremendous, fine, state-of-the-art sports complex. This will house soccer and other events for Ascension Parish. We are truly grateful to everyone involved, Cajun contractors, quality, engineering, all of our state delegation that helped us on this. We had grants. We've been working on this project for many years. Mr. Martinez had started it and I finished it. But it's all about these right here, all about these kids. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's come out, everyone that participated in this endeavor, and God bless Ascension Parish.
Parish Council, all my colleagues, we are very, very proud to have this soccer field, this whole sports complex, and it's just wonderful. And for all those that don't understand that a soccer field is a real soccer field and it had to be built like this, I want to thank the Soccer League, Matt, all your work, your dedication, and all the children. We look forward to many, many years of having fun out here, and that's what Lamar Dixon was built for people to enjoy life and have fun.
It's a great facility. The club has grown tremendously over the past several years, really expanding the reach to all the children in Ascension Parish, and this will help us grow even more and reach more children throughout the whole parish. So thank you to the parish for building this wonderful facility.
I just want to say thank you to all of our volunteers over the past few years who made this happen. Without them, none of us would be standing here today. They are the core foundation of our club. We're very proud of where we're at right now because of it.
This is a huge deal for the club. We've been working on this project for several years now, and we've had parents traveling from multiple parks every Sunday afternoon, and it was just nice to see them out here yesterday walking from this field over those fields because they have multiple kids playing in the park. So it's a really big deal for us and our parents. Well, there's 7 full-side fields, but the smaller kids, we cut the fields up into smaller pieces, so we could have 1,200 kids out here every Sunday afternoon. It's just been a long time coming. We're very happy to be here.
It's a great day, really. To build a facility like this for these young people is fantastic. Many, many years ago, when we started soccer in Ascension Parish, a lady by the name of Karen Sample came to my office when I was mayor, and that was when it started, and it's unbelievable how much it has grown, and thanks to all these volunteers who do such a great job. I'm blessed. I have some grandkids that play soccer, and I'm looking forward to being out here and seeing all these games. And something that's not mentioned enough is the economic development of soccer. The tournaments that come in, the hotel rooms that's utilized, restaurants, it's just unbelievable. Soccer is a fantastic economic development tool, and I'm very, very glad that Ascension now has this type of facility. And I want to thank the soccer people, parish president, council, everyone who is involved.
And I too just want to say that this is a very fine facility, and I'm happy to be a part of supporting this facility, especially for our children. It's all about that, and Representative Berthelot mentioned too about the economic development. We are about economic development. This will bring tourists to this parish to live in our hotel, to spend dollars at Tanger Mall and our store. So this is a very great day for Ascension Parish, and we thank you, thank the kids, thank the soccer club and everyone involved.
is truly a great day for Ascension Parish, a premier sports complex that will have soccer and other events here that truly will be an economic driver for the motels and the restaurants and everything. And it's ungodly believable how many kids going to be playing on this field. The soccer organization has been around for probably 15 or so years, but they are a great partner, and number one thing is about the kids, and they do a great job with that. I just want to thank Quality Engineering for the engineering. Jay Reed was the contractor, and Cajun did a lot of in-kind work that helped reduce the cost and also helped us with our parking lot. So Cajun Contractors did a great job. The soccer people had a lot of volunteers, and I want to thank all of them. So it's just a great day for Ascension Parish, and this is just a tremendous facility.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Whatever the task, drones are already changing the way businesses and agencies work. The benefits they provide are numerous. Drones are no longer devices thought of only in futuristic or science fiction movies. Drones have taken off, and the future is now.